Oh, poor guy. All right. Anyways, let's take a quick break from the Super Bowl. All right.
We can just not talk about it for the rest of the night, is for all I care.
I mean, we got just a little bit. Well, I guess it's not necessarily Super Bowl, but we've got more to talk about from the game.
Well, it can't be any less entertaining.
Oh, it could.
Doubtful.
That was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever watched, but it's not the most boring game I've ever watched. I don't remember the year, but Alabama and LSU 9-6. LSU beat Alabama.
That seems like a pretty bad game.
Even worse, Auburn beat Mississippi State 3-2.
That's pretty bad too.
Yes.
I don't remember watching either of those, and I'm sure there's a good reason for it.
You, my friend, are lucky.
Monday Night Football 2007, when the Steelers only beat the Dolphins by 3 points, 3-0.
Oh,
that was the.
What was the?
It was raining, so I mean, it was nobody could really.
Who were the Steelers playing when they beat them 11-10? And it only got the 11. They only won because Troy Polamalu returned an interception for a touchdown.
We can look it up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we supposed to be?
I don't know.
Sports reference? Anyway.
Anyways, so let's switch over to basketball for a little bit. We are watching here on my TV the Knicks and the Pistons.
Yeah,
and
I didn't even watch. They got, what, 10 wins?
The Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and all right, let's get into it. The Knicks are #so fucked.
To answer your question, San Diego Chargers.
They beat the Chargers 11-10?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game sucked.
November 10th? Or
was it 2012?
2008?
2008.
November 16th, 2008, it looks like.
Okay. Anyways, Dan O'Shea. It's been about a week now since Kristaps Porzingis has been traded. Are you still super pissed off about it?
Yes, but I don't even know who I'm pissed off at anymore. Reading all these reports, a lot of this seems to have been on KP and especially his brother Giannis or Jonas.
Sounds like a disease.
There was a...
It's the same name as the Greek Freak, basically.
That's Giannis. And his name is 10 times more better.
Okay.
Antetokounmpo? Come on.
His brother's been a problem since the start. He's been, constantly creating issues and creating drama with interviews overseas. So I understand the need to trade him because they were told that he was not going to sign. He was going to sign the qualifying offer, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't know if that was just a bluff to make sure that they gave him the max or, if that was real deal. But they felt that because of that conversation, they needed to trade him. Okay, fine. That makes me pissed at Kristaps and his brother. Like, why are you, you're complaining about the direction the team's taking when that it's the right direction to get, a top pick this year, to have you come back healthy next year, and to get KD or someone of like caliber in the offseason. Suddenly you go from a bottom team to probably a top team in the East, like top 3 or 4.
Why are you talking shit?
So then all of a sudden he has a problem with this, despite knowing this was the plan and saying it was the plan in the offseason. So that to me is just like, I don't know, I think he had ulterior motives and wanted to go play with Luka or something. So then the front office trades him to Dallas in what seemed like a few hours when rumors first came out. And then it also comes out that they didn't even field all the offers for him. So I understand the need to trade him, and you got an okay return.
They still have a week at that time to trade him, though.
Yeah, to not hear all of the offers for him is ridiculous. Other teams would have given up more for him, I think. yes, he's coming off a serious injury, but he's a dynamic 7'3" power forward who was showing flashes of being, if not a superstar, then at least an all-star. And you got a couple of picks that are probably going to be pretty late, and you got Dennis Smith Jr. and then a couple of expiring contracts. Like, don't try and sell me on DeAndre being a long-term piece of the Knicks or being part of the Knicks' future, because he's not. So, to me, that was a pretty crap return. I think they could have gotten a lot more. I think the Suns probably would have given something up for him to pair him with Ayton. I can't imagine Dallas was the only team that he'd be willing to sign long-term with. So, I don't like the trade, but I think, Kristaps either has a snake in his ear in his brother or is a snake himself. So, fuck you, bye. But also, it just shows that the Knicks front office is still pretty inept.
I saw a report about an hour ago, well, like a headline, and I got really pissed off. Do you remember 2 years ago who I wanted the Knicks to draft? In case you don't remember, it was De'Aaron Fox. According to Bleacher Report, about an hour ago, the Knicks were trying to get De'Aaron Fox and couldn't do it. How do you not get De'Aaron Fox in a trade for Kristaps Porzingis? How do you not?
Out of ammo.
That's not even, like, what the Knicks gave up,
Right.
you could have gotten, or, well, maybe not, but that's a solid package to offer for Anthony Davis. We will give you 5 players. Even throwing Enes Kanter so that they're getting a big guy in return.
Yeah, well, you shot your wad. What do you want?
Like, I feel like, they were at prom.
The Knicks want to be the Knicks.
They were at prom, and the first girl who had a full set of teeth tried to hook up with him. They're like, I got time.
Just about as bad as the Mets are in baseball.
Exactly. They're pulling Mets-like moves.
Secondary New York curse.
It's ridiculous. Why is it that I am more interested in watching the fucking Nets than I am the Knicks?
I'm more interested in watching just about any NBA Weekly featured matchup on TNT or ESPN than watch this.
It's pathetic. And, like, I get, like, you're trying to tank and all that because the future could be bright, but
it's one thing to watch some losing NFL because there might be at least some kind of spoiler in it. But when you got a season this long and you play this many games,
seriously,
who else can pay attention?
Do you know what happens when you have a team full of young guys and you win 10 games in a season?
It's just never anything new with them.
Do you know what happens when you have a bunch of young guys on the team? Not a lot of veteran leadership, and you only win 10 games. You teach them how to lose. They're not feeling what it's like to win. They don't know how to win. And you can't have losers teach people how to win because they don't win. All right? There's a mentality. The whole reason that I wanted to get rid of Carmelo Anthony...
You can't really win in those jerseys.
I mean, the jerseys are fine. The reason I didn't like Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks wasn't because he couldn't score, wasn't because he couldn't play. It was because he was a cancer in the locker room with his mentality. He didn't have any leadership at all. His bad work ethic was wearing on Kristaps Porzingis, and he was just negative to be around. And this is exactly what you're seeing with Kristaps Porzingis. He was around Carmelo too long. And there's no accountability on the team. I know people like David Fizdale, but I don't like him right now. I don't think he's that good of a coach. He was fired for a reason. And then you just immediately pick him up. You know what I mean? Why was he fired? Because he didn't get along with Marc Gasol? I mean, is that a reason to fire him? Is he LeBron? That, just because you don't like him, you can get the coach fired? It doesn't make sense to me. At first, I was like, okay, Fizdale seems to know what he's doing. I just don't believe in him. This is now the third team that I have where the coach I just don't believe in. Am I wrong? Like, am I being too pessimistic, Dan?
I think yes, in a season that we know that we are fully committed to tanking, and also his first, half a season as the coach. I would. You got to give coaches a couple of years to get their system in place, to get the guys bought into them, and that's what the Knicks are doing. I think is they're trying to get hit these guys bought into him. They're making a huge gamble, and if they get KD and another player like Kyrie or Clay or Kawhi, then they'll look like geniuses in retrospect. But if they don't, then it was seemingly all for naught, and we're going to be right back into mediocrity at best. Even if we are lucky enough to get the first round pick, the first overall pick, which is not a guarantee this year, thanks to the NBA changing the rules. I think it's only about a 15% chance, even for the worst team.
Yeah. So if the Knicks don't get KD, don't get Kyrie Irving, they have to spend at least one max contract, right? Do you think Amari's still available?
They've got the space for two. They need to at least. What I'm hearing is that from other front offices are convinced that the Knicks are like 95% sure that they're getting KD this summer.
They were 95% sure they were getting a LeBron in 2010.
I don't think they were 95, but they thought that they had a lot better of a shot than they ever did. But apparently, KD's got a lot of connections to the Knicks. So, if they get KD, then they're probably it's a pretty good chance that he's going to coordinate with either Kyrie or another big time free agent to come play with him in the Garden.
But that doesn't excite me though. I just it'd be great for a year or two, but like it doesn't excite me. He's older. Like I want a young super. I want Anthony Davis.
You're not getting Anthony Davis.
I want the Greek freak.
You're gonna be lucky to get either R.J. Barrett or Zion Williams. That's what you're gonna be lucky enough to get. That's your future.
Right. That's who you put your stock in. The AD is just the Pelicans are making him impossible to trade for.
And we'll talk about them in a minute.
And he's not crazy. There's no conversation that needs to be had with Anthony Davis. The Lakers have made it clear that there's nothing they can do to get him because the Pelicans are not willing to negotiate. Clearly, they were offered pretty much everyone but the starting lineup. And then on top of that, he's made it abundantly clear that wherever he goes, he's signing with the Lakers.
Well, he did say that he's willing to sign with the Knicks. He's willing to sign with the Bulls.
Yes, fuck you.
He said the Knicks, the Bucks, the Lakers, and
the Bulls, right?
Yeah, all I'm hearing is
the
fuck
Clippers.
You, you're stupid and naive. Because if he came out and said it the first time, don't try and backtrack on your bullshit.
Well, originally, when he had reported he wanted to trade, the quote-unquote sources around him said that he wants to play in either New York or LA. So that limits it to 4 teams. Either the Nets, Knicks, Clippers, or Lakers. And now it seems like the two most realistic places that he would sign if he got traded to would be the Knicks and the Lakers. But the Knicks can't trade shit. We don't have anything left.
Well, even when the Knicks trade shit, they can't do that right.
No.
And what are they going to give them? It's going to be they have to be the entire team and the Rangers.